Hi guys, what's up? It's currently, what day is it? It is that day in the middle of no, it's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Friday tomorrow. Okay, so it's Thursday. I'm hungry. I'm gonna get some food. I just can't decide. I was thinking about noodles, honestly, because noodles is like a thing that I tend to eat when I have time. when it's like, okay, dinner is gonna be in a while, so I need to eat something before then. And then noodles is very often the thing I end up with. It's hard to find a place where the lighting is okay when it's all over the place. I had to turn like those lights. I had to turn them in different places because I was painting the wall. But anyways, I was thinking about noodles, but I don't know if I want to take the vegan noodles. I'm not vegan, but the vegan noodles have a very good flavor. So I like doing that. So either the vegan noodles or just the kimchi noodles. The kimchi noodles is what I usually eat. And also I have like a couple boxes of just kimchi because I got it from the Asian market. Oh, it's my cat. It's a screensaver on my Apple TV, and that's my cat, and he's dead, and I miss him a lot. But anyways, I'm sure you might be wondering if my room has gotten better. I uploaded a video to my main channel where I just sort of quickly spoke about the situation where I am living in a mess that's just draining all my energy, and I can't get myself to do anything. It's kind of awful. It feels really bad, but I can't seem to get ahead of it. I can't seem to get on top of anything, because I keep trying, but there's always so many things to get done, and I just... it's really difficult. Quick update. It's better, but it doesn't look like it's better, honestly. Basically, I finished my puzzle. It sounds weird, but that was like the first thing I had to do because I needed to use that table. And to do that, I had to finish the puzzle, which was on the table. So I finished that, and now there's like gifts on it because I wrapped gifts. So I'm pretty much done with those two things. I got my chest up, and I'm putting a lot of the, what's it called? Well, a lot of the notebooks and stuff that I'm not currently using, they're going in there. So that's neat. And, I'm getting messages on my phone, but I don't know if you can hear it, actually. If you do, I'm sorry. So I'm putting those in there. Then I have to figure out what I'm gonna put in that closet, because that closet is not being used, to the best of its abilities. It's not full. It's kind of just a mess. And I know there's probably things in my room that are just floating about that I could put in there instead. And then I could close the door and it would look a lot better in here. Also, there's like 3 trash bags, giant trash bags. There's one, that's one just for trash. And then there's one with clothes in because we donate them to a church, the Advent church, I think. And then there's another trash bag with clothes that we just throw out. Clothes that are like... Because you know, if you have a t-shirt and it's got like those yellow stains under it, like a white t-shirt, you don't donate that. You throw that away. I know some people might think, yeah, but some people don't have clothes. They would be happy to have clothes with stains on them. I don't think so. If I have clothes that are in good condition, which we do have a lot of, we donate them. But if the clothes are not of like good quality, or if they're worn and stuff, we never donate underwear. What the hell? Then you know, we throw that out. And I have too many things. And the hard part is, even though I know I have too many things, I don't really want to throw any of this out. Like, most of this is stuff that I want to keep. Not necessarily stuff that I'm like, oh my god, I need this, but things that I don't want to throw out. Some things that I don't want to be without. A lot of it is stuff that I actually do use on occasion. It's just I don't have a place for it. That's mainly my problem. I don't have a place for my things. So yeah. Like this whole area, oh, you can't even see it, it's kind of dark. My whole nightstand, I tidy that often. I do tidy that on like a weekly basis, and it goes back to being messy instantly, so. I'm getting somewhere with the wall though. The wall that was so black you couldn't even see my CV. Oh, this is difficult. I found my selfie stick though. I found that and the charger for my camera, which is nice. And I've been editing my vlog from Korea, the day 2, the SM day. You can hardly see it, it's dark. But those are papers that I've been scribbling on with my calligraphy set. So they were gonna make up like the background, so it's not gonna be as dark. Hey. Starting to get dark outside, and it is 3 o'clock. It gets dark at 3 o'clock in Norway. It's not like it is dark at 3 o'clock, but it's starting to get rather dark when it reaches 3 o'clock. That's when it starts. And then it will be completely black. No, it will be as dark as it gets. At 5, usually around 4, which is a little like, when you get up and you go to school, it'll be dark, because the sun hasn't risen yet, And then when you go home from school, it'll be getting dark. Which means that if you're in a classroom with very little windows, like in my, what's it called, junior high? From 8th to 10th grade, I had a classroom that had like those tiny little windows far up at the wall because the kind of building was in a hill. So we only had like a tiny building on up very high up on the wall. And for some reason, we usually kept the blinds closed because the teacher was like, oh yeah, I'm going to show you a PowerPoint presentation or something. So we need to have the blinds closed, and then we never just opened them. So essentially, went to school in the dark. When I walked home from school, it was kinda dark. And just for like 6 months, I didn't really see light. Which is not that bad here. Like, usually you'll see sunlight. But like, for up north, in like Tromsø and that stuff, like at the north tip of Norway, they will go like half the year with only light, and then they will go the other half of the year with no light at all, essentially. And it's just such a devastating effect, honestly, on the mood. Really is. So anyways, I have this felt. This, fabric. It's just there for some reason. I have 4 gifts in front of me, and they're all books. 2 of them are a comic book. It's the same book. It's made by my boyfriend's cousin and his girlfriend / fiance. And they do comic book stuff, and they're really, really fun. It's called 4 AM, and they do write them in English as well. So we got like 4 of those. 1 for me, 1 for the boyfriend, so we just have them because we like reading them. And then we got 2 other of the books to give to our friends. And then I have a book for my grandfather, and then I have a book for my other grandfather. So yeah, books have been becoming kind of a thing for me lately. I've been falling in love with books again. I've been reading books again. And honestly, like, I read really, really fast. I read not freakishly fast. Not like I'm a genius and I just foam through them kind of fast. Generally, I read about 100 pages per hour. In any language, like Norwegian and English. I do read both. And I do read them about the same pace. Maybe a little bit slower in English. But around 100 pages per hour. So, for example, the thickest Harry Potter book I think is 6 hours. It would take me like 6 hours or something. 6 to 7 hours, depending on breaks. I have read 2 books at above 600 pages in one day. And I did have time left over for eating and stuff, so I don't really know. I can read really fast when I get into it, especially if the book is written with a good flow. So I've been getting kind of into books again, and it feels really nice. I like reading books, and it does make me feel better about my own writing. Honestly, it makes me feel a bit more hopeful about my own dream, especially when... I'm gonna show you a book, which I got as a, pre-Christmas little, tiny pre-Christmas present from my boyfriend. It's called... it's a William Wenton book. Lyridium Stephen. It's, I don't know how they would translate it, because it's like a made-up substance. This is so dark. Holy damn, hold on. I'm gonna put on a light and shine it at my face. Slightly better. Basically, by Bobby Pierce. Basically, it says that this is a children's book sensation, and it's been sold to 35 countries. Now, I have high hopes about it. I read it on the back, and it sounds really interesting. And then I started reading it. I think it's funny. It says that it's got a dice rolls 5 out of 6. Which is funny, because when I looked up the book afterwards, I found a lot of, dice roll 3 and stuff, and which is actually what I would give it myself. Or 4, I don't know. Let me tell you about it, quickly. The book itself has a really interesting concept. It has a really interesting story, and it got okay characters. You don't get to know them too well, and it's a little hard to know which are the good guys and which are the bad guys, which is a good thing. But there's not a lot of character development, to put it lightly. It's not a long book. It's got 220-something pages, 230 pages maybe, or something of that sort, and it's very easy to read. It's a children's book. Also, the text size is pretty big, it's spacious. But anyways, I had really high hopes, especially when it says it's a children's book sensation, and it won the prize, the biggest book retailer in Norway. It won the children's books prize for them last year in 2015, and then I read it, and one of the first things that struck me struck me. One of the first things that struck me is that it's not written all that well. Like, it goes forward at a really good pace, so you never feel like you're bored, you're never there like thinking, oh, I want something to happen. But the actual language, writing, and formulations, and building of sentences is really subpar. This guy is actually a movie director, Bobby Pierce, and it says that he made this into a book because it was too expensive, special effects budget for film, so he made a book instead. It's just a part of me is just like, yes, the story is very good. It's very exciting. When it gets going, when it really like, I don't know how to explain it, when it gets tense and the characters in the story has to like run away from things, I got really anxious. I got really like, oh my god, you gotta run, 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 run! Like I would in a movie, but I do get that way with books. But the language itself is worse than mine. Honestly, I'm not saying that to brag. I think I have average plus language for my kind of like not grade, because people my age don't tend to write very much or very well. Honestly, basically, I am nowhere near the top, but I'm definitely not at the bottom. I'm like in the middle plus, I think. Honestly. Because I have a very good flow. I don't have the best images or in general the best writing in the world. Is kind of average plus, but I do have very good flow because that's important to me. I work very hard on giving good flow to my texts and everything. This is not. So I don't know. I didn't mean to wander off on a tantrum. It's just for me, honestly, when I read a book and it's like, okay, this story's good, and this book is it's relatively highly acclaimed. Like, some people think it's amazing, and other people are like, it's not that good. I just, honestly, it gives me hope. Whenever I find a book that's good, but not perfect, it gives me a lot of hope that I could write something myself and get it in there. So this is, like, the publisher, Aschehoug, which is, like, as far as I see it, there are three big ones in Norway. It's Gyldendal, Aschehoug, and Cappelen Damm. Cappelen Damm, I think, are the ones who have the rights to Harry Potter, so they're kind of big. I think that's actually the biggest one. I've gone to the first one, Gyldendal, a couple times now, and they have rejected, which I expect. They have a very high standard, I guess you can say. But they do have some of my favorite authors, so I did try to reach them, and it didn't work out. This one has a lot of my favorite books, though, Aschehoug. Hold on. This is not working. I have a smartwatch, but it just gives me hope, okay? That's the short version. I've been talking about this for a little while now. Books. I like books. I do like books. I do keep returning to them. And there have been times, I haven't read much the last few years. Ever since I became a teenager, I've been kind of putting books on the shelf. Shelf. But lately, I've been getting back into reading. I've been enjoying it a lot. And I've been getting a bit more into the whole, I want to write a book kind of thing. I did want to try writing just short stories and make a name of myself as just a writer online who writes short stories. But I don't know. I'm not that good at short stories, honestly. I'm not that good at completing text in general, though, so we'll see. Also, I've been lacking good ideas and blah, blah, blah. My point is just, when I read this, it gave me hope that I could become a writer as well, because this has had relatively high success, but it's not that good. And if something that is just subpar in language, but has a really good story, can reach high, then me, with my better than subpar, I guess, language, can probably try to reach higher as well, as long as I find the right idea. So that's what I wanted to get at. So now I'm gonna go make myself some food. Still haven't decided what kind of noodles to make, if I want to make the kimchi noodles or the vegetable noodles. I think I'm gonna make the vegetable noodles. I don't really know what else I would make. I don't have any other wishes right now. And I don't really have that much else when it comes to, like, simple, quick food. I don't want to make dinner, because we're gonna have dinner later. But it's gonna be a while. It's gonna not be until the evening, so yeah. So I'm gonna go make myself some food. Then I am going to continue editing the Korea vlog. I have done most of the, like, rough work, so I've been collecting them and putting them everyone in an order, and then I have gone in and fixed the audio of everything that I speak. It's obviously not perfect, but you can't really perfectly enhance audio that has been recorded with subpar equipment If you haven't had, like, if the raw file is not very, very good, you cannot make it perfect, honestly. So it's as good as it gets. You can listen, you can hear what I say. Sometimes it's a little echoey. I am not that good at audio stuff, so I couldn't really get that away, but you know, whatever. So what's next is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna cut it, like fine cut it, as I call it. I have the rough cut and then fine cut. So I'm gonna do the fine cut, which is basically I'm gonna cut out very strictly everything that is not necessary. I'm gonna cut out silences between my speech, even if it's a same clip. And I'm just gonna do that until I have a satisfying length, and until everything looks fine. And also I'm gonna speed up things, so that everything, like when I'm done with this, everything's gonna be at its length. Then after that, I'm gonna do the like special editing, which is stabilizing. But I do like doing that at the end, so because stabilizing takes forever. So I'm gonna do stabilizing, and then there's also gonna be text. And I'm gonna try to not have the wrong text all the time now, but it's surprisingly easy to mess that up and to not even notice. So I'm gonna do that in text, and then color correcting, and anything else really. Anything that pops up. Then thumbnail, then upload. Actually, I usually start offloading before I make the thumbnail, but that's kind of irrelevant. So I'm gonna do that. There's a lot of work left, but honestly, this work is not the stuff that takes the longest. Cutting is the thing that takes the longest, and audio. And then the rest is just gonna, yeah. So, I'm gonna go now. This became rather long, but I had a lot of in my mind and at my heart and stuff like that. Look, it's my book. It's the failure that was my book. Okay, I'm gonna go now. And I hope you have a nice day. I hope you get to see more light of the world than I do, because it's blue. I see a lot of grey and blue lately, and dark. I want to see something warm and bright, but I'm not gonna see that until it's like late May or something, so. Yay, Norway. Anyways, have a good day, and I'll see you later.